Okay, so like I was saying, COVID hit, she caught the bed. I was taking care of her without mask, still getting kisses from her while she had it. Didn't care about none of that. My love was so strong for that girl, I was willing to motherfucking take my get my life taken over her to keep hers. You know what I'm saying? Most niggas wouldn't do that shit. When the video was out, niggas was running red. Niggas was running scared over that shit. I was a nigga that didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, healing her back to good health, and I catch it right after her. You know what I'm saying? So the same care was vice versa. So when 21 came around, her and her family got more tighter. Her and her older sister got cool again. So that kind of like put a monkey and wrench into our fucking plans, because when her and her sister got back cool, her sister started dating somebody. She ended up pregnant. They ended up having a kid. So while she was still pregnant, they were looking for a place to raise a home. So I'm like, yeah, find somewhere for you. She gives them the idea to come to our complex. And I'm like, my head, like, the complex is fine. But in the same building around the corner, yo, like, come on, man. You gotta be real real talk, good. This wasn't expecting that to happen. But I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, I understand. But after little man was born, then they got moved in and everything. Then our quality time be happening. And the phone would go like crazy. Every fucking spending time together. It was always, I need you to help me with Aries. I need you to help me get in the bath. I need you to help me change them, feed them, whatever. She would stop our quality time just for that. And it got to times to where, like, if she left at 8, I wouldn't see her till like 11. So there'd be times I'll be going to bed already and she's coming in the house. You know what I'm saying? So when that started to increase, then the rest of the family started to come in and play. And she would always want to spend time with them. And then she would ask me, do I want to go? And I'm like, no, I'm cool on that. Because one thing that I discovered is that me and her family are different. And some of the things that they do is just out of not really in my character. So I just fall back. So I started to feel abandoned. You know what I'm saying? It became more of a problem. And one thing about me and being abandoned is just it angers me. I feel like I'm alone. So it was anger that I never wanted to unleash, because I knew what type of spirit I kept for myself. You heard? So, with that being said, just a lot of arguments was coming in. And with her abandoning me a lot, that's when I started like reaching out to girls on Facebook, dating and tagging shit. I wasn't meeting up with them. I would never do that. It was always conversation only. Because I felt, like I said, I felt alone. I had nobody to talk to. Being so faithful to this girl and her just leaving me alone like that, it's like, what the fuck else can I do? And not just that, she also had friends that hated on our situation because it wasn't them. I kept bringing this to her attention. I kept telling her, like, look, babe, your friends is hating hella hard for no apparent reason. And then on top of that, she was always going back to her friends and telling them what the hell is going on in our house. And there really wasn't nothing that drastic to talk about. Because I was never that type of nigga to fucking put my hands on you. On her, period. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when that happened, that's when I started to see us starting to drift away. 2023, no. By 21, we had went on our first trip together. We had went to Orlando. That was my very first time ever going. I mean, the first time was cool because we went to a place called Star Island. It's a nice ass resort. Check it out whenever you're out there. See, the thing that I fucked up on that trip was not contributing more funds. Like, she was putting more funds down than I would. You know what I'm saying? And at the time when me and her were together, I was so blinded of just keeping myself fresh, helping her with the bills, keeping her fresh. That was only my main focus, man. I ain't never really think of being more responsible for her to look at me in a different perspective to make her want me more, which would have been more helpful if I would have been that nigga to do that. So at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the first trip was cool. We weren't really arguing as much. I kept fucking breaking every bottle of liquor that I bought because I would fucking sit it right on the damn on the thing of the jacuzzi tub, and every time I'm fucking getting in or getting out, the fucking bottle will hit the floor and break. So it was crazy. The first time we went, we got to meet up with her mom and stuff. That became a little bit annoying because, like, the first time I met her mom was cool as hell. Well, she had told me a story in the beginning of how she had her mom stay with her, and then one day she came home, her mom was just gone out of nowhere. So I started seeing that pattern, like, when she came around. She would get their hopes up and shit because mom's in the house, mom's in the building and all that. And then like a day or 2 days later, she'll just up and leave without telling nobody. So I was like, damn, what type of shit is that? And then there was one time that her mother gifted her a basket of stuff. Had some shampoo and conditioner in it. I looked at the date on that bitch, that shit was expired. So I'm like, stuff. She was like, yeah, it's alright, whatever. Alright, bet. So one day she uses the conditioner. And like a week later, like she started losing hair and shit. So I was kinda like mad about it because like, why would you do that to your child? Like, why would you even gift her some old shit in the first place? But around, and I had her mom come. When her mom came the third time, I didn't want to talk, I didn't want to see her or nothing. I told Maria exactly, like, yo, you have your mom come see me. I want to talk to her. So I did. I sat at the crib, pulling up some Pauly, smoking some haze. So she comes in, sits down, and I told her, yo, you want to drink or something? So I gave her a little something. So I got right there, so I cut right to the chase. I'm like, listen, your daughter means a lot to me. And if there's anything that happens to her, then I'm jumping out the window. Don't matter what. You know what I'm I'm saying? And she goes to crying and all of that. She's trying to make it seem like she ain't want her. I'm like, listen, I said, first off, you don't give nobody no shit that's over with. They can be hazardous to their health, but you know what I'm saying? But come to find out that it wasn't even from the conditioner, her hair was falling out. It was some type of situation that was going on with her thyroid. So we went to her dermatologist, and her hair is back to normal now. But I just let her mom know, like, yo, you gotta chill on some shit, like especially shit like that. And I also had to let her know, like, you can't keep coming in her life and just up and disappearing like that. She really likes something you here. Like, you mean so much to her, you know what I'm saying? And every time you dip out on them, they just feel that they feel unloved because you just dip on them like that and didn't even tell them nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the good thing about her mom that I loved about her mom is how she stood up for me. While everybody else was taking her side, she was the only one that stood up for me. Because she used to always tell me, this girl is not, she has some problems. So I never paid it no mind because I felt like I can control this shit. I can control that shit. That girl did me nasty, son. And then made it all like it was all about her. Like I was the one that was responsible for it. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason of all my anger is because of her. All the shit that she did to me. From the first time, from the accusing me of cheating shit. That shit still traumatizes me. Because a nigga like myself, who was being dumb faithful and then gave my heart to you before it even made it to a year, you should know what type of time I was on. I was never on that type of time. I kept telling you, even when we got together, I kept telling you, I am not these niggas out here. I am not the same nigga. These niggas move in the same form. I don't move like that. These niggas want to run around, fuck everything in sight. I don't do that no more. When I was with her, that's all I focused on. Her only, and my family and hers. That's all I care about. And my squad. That's all I cared about that. Care about that though. Cause ain't nothing else made me happy. She was one thing that really made me the happiest man alive. You heard? And I ain't even gonna fake a flex on that. Now, that girl really means the world to me, son. That's still kind of crazy, like how I'm out here still fucking feeling the way that I feel. The niggas was already supposed to move on, and I done tried to move on so many times, man. These shorties is not giving me the type of satisfaction of meeting anybody, period. So, like I said, by 2022, it was an up and down type of relationship. Is we'll have like the best of days, and then we'll have the worst, and there'll be the worser. And then it got to the point to where I was, in and out doing me. You know what I'm saying? By 2023, like I was just like, I'll say probably by 22, we had gotten into a situation because my cousin had passed away. And, it kind of like messed me up a little bit. And it kind of had my mom kind of messed up. So something happened to where I had did some foul shit. And it kind of like got me kicked out. So I had dipped out, stayed at a hotel for about a month. We still kept in touch with each other. She came and visited me. I visited her one time and had a serious conversation with her, let her know that I wasn't on that type of time anymore. I wasn't gonna be angry about anything, shit like that. When I came back, like I was really on top of my shit. Like I was really being that guy. I was really being that man for her. Like, I was really standing out, trying to motherfucking, keep work flowing. But like I said, all those times I was working, I was so wrapped up into her. Like, I was calling off so much just to spend days with her. I really focusing on the bag like that because I felt like I'm making enough money up straight, but not realizing about the situations that come later with the territory. You heard? But one thing that I did learn from this shit, because by 2024, because like their 2023, like shit was like really getting like scared. It was getting a little spooky because she was being more like she was being more hidden. And even by 2022, like going into 23, she was being more hidden. Like I remember one time she left. She went to her sister's house to help her with Aries. She left her phone in the house. And back then, when we were together, we had this thing that we don't need a passcode on our phone because we trust each other. So she still had a passcode on hers, but she gave me the pass. She gave me the code anyway. And if I had one on there, she knew mine. Like we ain't have. I felt like we ain't had nothing to hide, but she sure did. See, when I went in her phone, I'm thinking I'm gonna see a bunch of shit that I'm not supposed to see. You heard? And boy, did I see something. She was still talking to her ex and shit, telling him every fucking play that goes on in our relationship, what was going wrong or whatever. So it's like, why would she sit here and slander me like that? You heard? It's insane. But in the beginning, when I seen the first few messages, like when she came in the house, I played it off. And I was just throwing hints, see if she was catching on. Still wasn't catching on, so I just came out of the blue and like, "What's up with you, texting ex?" She couldn't really say much. She kept making excuses. I was only texting him. Me and you wasn't seeing eye to eye that time. Nah, man, come on, man, stop with the cap. It's still wrong. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm not doing this shit to you. You doing this shit to me. I don't know why you doing it for. You know what I mean? I wasn't on that, like I said, I wasn't on that type of time, man. I wasn't texting nobody. I wasn't creeping around with nobody. You know what I'm saying? By 2023 is when it got worse. Because she went back to texting him again. But here's where the shit got worse. She's sending this nigga news and shit. And the fucked up thing about it is, I've been with this girl for 4 years, bro. 4. Only fucking picture I've gotten like that from her was when she did 2. One when she had some see-through panties on, laying on the bed. Then she did another one with her showing them titties off. It's just so pretty still. I'm not gonna lie to you. But at the end of the day, that's the only pictures I've ever gotten from her on some explicit shit. She said that this nigga the box and everything, yo. Like, who does this, like, who get down like this, man? Like, real talk, shit don't make no sense to me. So, and how I found out about that, because my phone was off and I had a phone interview that I had to do. So I called the place on her phone and did the interview. So after I was done with the interview, I went in the room, act like I was still on the phone. So I was like, let me go ahead and slide up in here and see what the fuck I can find. Some of the messages, that is what it is. It wasn't with no other niggas, but then when I found out she was still texting this nigga, and then I started looking at the pictures, and I'm like, yo, I was mad. I was furious. Like, I was to the point, I had my shit out the closet already ready to be packed up, and I was ready to leave. But something in my head was like, hey, you need to work this out. You call it again, so it's either you gonna come to a closing end or you gonna figure this shit out together and work on this shit to where this shit doesn't happen ever again. So I stayed and worked on it. But that's when I knew deep down inside that she was really being creepy. Because by the ending of 23 going into 24, like, she was always leaving. She was always leaving the crib. She'll get off work, take a shower, and leave. And she always wanted to tell me, oh, I'm going to Margarita House, all this shit. Like, there was even times that she'll go to Iris' house and Iris ain't even know. And she'll be over there for a minute. Then it had me thinking to myself, like, you using her crib to do a jump off shit. By 2024, that's when I'm really starting to believe that what I'm thinking in my mind is true. And it was. And all the time of 2023, when we argue, I would just walk away, go outside, smoke a black, take a walk or whatever, bottle up that shit. By 2024, I couldn't bottle up no more. May of 2024 was when the destruction happened. Like, I was so frustrated by so much shit that I bottled up already. And she just kept stacking up more and more shit. Just to make me feel more terrible. And then she was just always telling me how she wished I would just pack up and leave. And I just got tired of her saying that. Because, like, yo, we've been in this house for how long together? We done built this shit from here and there. And you just, like, talking negative all the time. So that night, I really wasn't trying to hear that shit. Like, I got up screaming and hollering at her directly in her face. And, like, out of nowhere, like the devil took over me. And I'm not a fan of physical abuse, man beaters, none of that shit. But out of the devil's actions, I ended up punching her in the arm twice. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know hard shit. But it, like, kind of, like, had her stunned for a minute. But she kept saying that she was never going to leave me. Because I knew I was wrong. So when I did that shit, I just left out the house. Smoked on the black for like 10 minutes. And I come back in the house and she's packing up, talking about she's going to go to her sister's house. Knowing that wasn't the truth. She went to the other nigga house and did what she did. The minute she had that nigga have made her feel better and all that shit. And she sat there and capped the whole fucking time talking about she was over here and there. And that's when I knew by the next day she made that decision that she didn't want to be with me no more. But then we came to a realization and sat down with each other and we said, listen, since we still on the lease, why don't we just do what we need to do until the lease is up, try to work on ourselves, try to work on what we have and see if we can make it work again. But by that time, it was a field day for her. Because she would still be going out every day and night, fucking leaving me by myself, not even working on it. I'm still fucking spending my money on her. She fucking bought me some Chanel Blue for my birthday. You know what I'm saying? I fucking ran that shit out. That shit smells good as hell. By October, that's when shit really started changing because by the summertime, I had wrecked the car. Not badly, but like I fucked up the tail light and cracked up some of the paint. But the damage I did to whatever car I backed into was kind of severe. But I'm kind of glad homie didn't call the laws or whatever. So it shot the insurance up. So I did my part, which was pay that shit. So by the time October came, like, she stopped taking me to work. Stopped letting me use the car to go to work. So I had to work. I had to walk to work. I had to go get up early as hell just to try to make it there early. That shit wasn't happening. Seriously. October. That's when she came to that realization that she didn't want me at the house no more. So I ended up moving back to Holiday at my brother's crib. Kept my distance. I tried to save what we had, but that never worked. Like she got everything she wished for. She predicted everything that was gonna happen with me, and it happened. But the thing is, now that I'm starting to see much of a better light, that it's coming step by, it's coming baby step by step. So, but I'm still like, I don't know why I feel this way about her still, man. It's insane. So at the end of the day, this is really how I feel. Until that day comes where she feels like she wants to be back with me. And I don't know when that will be. So as I sit here and suffer and go through all the shit that I've been going through for the past year and a half. Yeah. ACE, aka Young Vintage, Kick Squad Raptors. I enjoy giving y'all this story time. And y'all checking in with me. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the notification bell, so you know anytime I drop another one on y'all.